Good evening, and thank you for joining us for tonight's Village of Alsip board meeting. Today is February 4th, 2019. We'll call this meeting in order at 7:30. We call the roll, please.
Yes, Mayor Ryan. Trustee McGrill? Here. Trustee Dalzell?
Here.
Trustee Zielinski?
Here.
Trustee Juarez? Here. Trustee McLaughlin? Here. Trustee Murphy?
Here.
Mayor Ryan?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, officers' reports. I'll start with myself. I want to read a few things that have been going on here at the Village Hall. Actually, want to share with everybody this morning. We had our full department head meeting. We put it off from Wednesday when we had the bad weather, and certainly I want to remind all of our department heads. Everyone did a great job last week during that polar vortex weather that we had. Police said we didn't no crime issues of any type, but that we had a couple situations where like some semi trucks might have stalled on major roads and so forth. We took care of all that, no problem, or they did, I should say. Also, again, as a reminder, the Village Hall was open, and we had most employees present for the day, which was great. The Village Hall, we were surmising some of the problems that we're having is in the area where the village responded to many water pipe breaks. I'll just give you a couple of examples. A condominium building at 126th and Costner had a pipe leak on a vacant condo. I guess the condo's been vacant for a couple of years, and fortunately our building commissioner got in there with some pipe wrap and actually got it to stop leaking, but that was only after it damaged some of the other condominiums in the building. 3827 West 123rd Street and Wells Plumbing, both the plumbing supply, both had broken water lines, and the buildings got damaged because of the water. In case anybody noticed, the strip mall at 127th and Pulaski is temporarily closed at the corner because they had two vacant units in there, and the landlord didn't have heat on in either, and the sprinkler lines broke, thus flooding out those units. And because it's on a sprinkler line, all of the units are on the same line, so unfortunately we had to shut that down until everything gets squared away. So nobody did anything wrong on the business side, but certainly we're doing our behalf to it can't be open in this scenario. There was a townhouse on Tremundy Street. Again, water line broke on a vacant unit and damaged other units. And then we had another condo at 119th and Lawndale had a broken water line and damaged more units in their building. So, I mean, it's not every day we get this kind of weather, but it's always things like this that trigger action to be taken on our behalf. And I think we're all familiar enough with the idea that when, unfortunately, if folks fall into a situation where their homes are being foreclosed on, or maybe they're just nobody's living in those particular units, it seems like all the businesses and residents are the ones that get stuck with the cost and certainly the hassle of going through our insurances. So I'm going to be coming back to the board, and I want to propose something that's going to, I plan to propose an ordinance that maybe mandates all vacant properties to be certified by our building department to comply with properly winterizing properties with fees associated for inspection. Because like I said, I really feel too many times other innocent people, businesses, and so far are subjected to the neglect of these property owners, and we need to look out for their best interests. I think it's I'll be talking about that in an upcoming committee meeting, as well as I'm going to revisit the literature I gave everybody about a month ago on regulating luminance, because we are getting a good amount of advertising signs with LED signs. We're very business friendly around here, but at the same time, we don't need distractions on our roads and everything else, especially highways. And I think if we regulate that, and I gave everyone some great literature. I'll outline that again in an upcoming committee meeting, and we'll talk about that. Finally, I did CC all the trustees in on emails I was exchanging and just giving an explanation to a couple of residents in the neighborhood over in the Laramie Square subdivision, which is Lockwood Street on the west side of the town. There were some complaints about truck fumes from one of the nearby trucking companies. I actually had the police chief went out there and investigated last Thursday morning. I was out there went Thursday night, like 8:30 at night, and we couldn't detect any fumes that were coming across at the times we were trying to catch it at different times of the day. But I did ask the Illinois EPA to initiate an investigation, and I want to see a report come back from them before we take any other action, because I had spoken with one of the trustees too, and I just explained where even if we came up with an ordinance to kind of push vehicles, or let's say if you do that, like the state of Illinois doesn't mandate where a truck can be parked. It just tells you how long a truck can run and under what circumstances, like if it's below 32 degrees or above 80, if somebody's waiting in their truck for a load or whatever. The problem is that we can't just go on private property and dictate where somebody's going to park a truck. In some cases, like if we said, well, we want you 1,000 feet from a residential neighborhood, not every business that comes close to a residential neighborhood's got 1,000 feet to work with. So what's good for one guy has to be good for everybody and stuff. So we are investigating this, and we'll come up with some sort of solution to it. But like I said, I asked the EPA to step in and give us a hand with this investigation. Next, I'm going to post this on the bulletin board out in the hallway. Got this today. Senior citizens, should you be struggling to meet household expenses in order to save for real estate taxes, should know that Senior Citizen Tax Deferral Program is available through PLOWS. It's for the Council for the Aging. This program allows qualified persons to defer up to $5,000 of taxes per year, depending on the amount of equity in their personal residence. Applications must be filed between January 1st of this year and March 1st of this year. To qualify, you must be at least 65 years or older by June 1st of 2019. Your annual household income must be $55,000 or less. You can own the property and have resided there at least 3 years. You must own the property, I should say. There can also be no delinquent real estate taxes owed on the residence. The property must be insured against fire, hazard loss, and you must have a written approval from, let's say, your spouse if the property is held jointly in the form of a trustee of any kind. The interest on deferred taxes is 6% annually, payable upon death, transfer of property to a new owner, or repayment. Homeowners can pay off the loan at any time without penalty. You are eligible to re-enter the program every year as long as your total defer does not exceed 80% of the equity in your house. So we'll have this posted on the bulletin board out there. I'm also going to send a bunch of information to all the trustees, and we might make something available. I'll talk to legal and see how we can work this out on our website, but I got a big email today from the IML, that's the Illinois Municipal League, talking about public safety pension fund reform and consolidation. There's a lot of effort here on the part of the Illinois Municipal League to try and obviously contend with the pensions that everyone knows that are just becoming overwhelming in most municipalities, so we're going to look at that. Trustees, I also send everybody a copy of, I got this today as well, you can have breakfast with your legislators Friday, March 1st, 2019. They're going to have a legislative breakfast at Giorgio's Banquet at 159th and 88th Avenue. Cost is $15 per person, and this asks to join the members of the Southwest Conference of Mayors. That's one of the organizations I belong to meet with our state legislators, to hear an update on issues affecting our region. Audience members will also have an opportunity to submit questions to the legislators as well then too. So should anyone wish to join me in this, just let me know if you'd like to do it, because I have to RSVP to this. I'll send everybody a copy. That's all I've got. Clerk's report.
Thank you, Mayor Ryan. The approval of the January 28th, 2019 Board of Trustee meeting minutes. And then also I'd like to read into record a letter from Erica O'Donnell, the office supervisor. I would like to thank the outstanding clerical staff I am fortunate enough to supervise in the clerk's office, building department, and water department. Vi, Elisa, Tiffany, Julie, Rebecca, Melanie, and Kathy were all here and ready to serve Alsip residents despite the frigid temperatures. Thank you to the awesome Brian, Mike, Fred, John, and Wally from the water department for all their hard work assisting in the repair of broken water mains and helping residents identify and thaw frozen pipes caused by the inclement weather. Their hard work extended into the weekend when the temperatures were on the rise, causing many water emergencies. A special thank you to Laura and Kaylee from our maintenance staff for their hard work to keep the walkways shoveled and salted so staff and residents could safely enter and exit the Village Hall, the outstanding Public Works Department for keeping the streets safe and cleared, and to our dedicated police and fire departments. Everyone's hard work was greatly appreciated, and I am grateful to work with such great people. Sincerely, Erica O'Donnell, Office Supervisor. And that is all, Mayor Ryan.
Okay, thanks. The attorney's report, we have Mike Kankar with us tonight.
No report, sir.
All right. Thank you, Mike. Engineers report, Will?
Just that they should be starting up with the INI, the cleaning and televising again this week. They took a break last week because of the weather.
Okay.
So, that's it.
All right, thank you, Will. We've reached the public forum part of our meeting. Would anyone in the public, in the audience, I should say, wish to address the board this evening? Nobody? All right, thank you. Then we'll move on to the standing committee reports. Finance Committee, Trustee McLaurin.
First, I have a request for approval of a list of payroll dated February 1st, 2019, totaling $382,828.36. Next, I have a request for approval of accounts payable dated February 4th, 2019. General Fund, $163,911.91. Road and Bridge, $29,380.59. MFT, $7,370.74. Pulaski Road Corridor TIF, $58,341.26. Water and Sewer, $34,494.89. Heritage, $44,393.70, for a grand total all funds of $337,893.09. And that's all I have under Finance, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Trustee McLaurin, you have the Fire Committee report?
I have no report this evening, Mayor.
All right, thank you. How about the Police Committee report, Trustee McGrail?
No report.
We've got Deputy Chief Schulter with us tonight, too. I did talk to Chief Miller the other day. We got the two new recruits are on the street now, too?
Yes, they graduated a week ago, last Friday. They are now currently in their first stage of FTO, so right now they don't know a whole lot. They're eager to learn, but yeah, they're out there currently. One's on days, one's on midnights. They'll probably flip-flop next pay period.
Okay. Thank you very much. Public Work and Boat Launch, Trustee Juarez.
No report.
Building Committee, Trustee Zelinski.
No report this evening, Mayor.
All right. Sewer and Water, Trustee Dalzell.
No report, Mayor.
All right. License Committee, Trustee Juarez.
No report.
Economic Development, Trustee Murphy.
No report, sir.
Trustee, we don't have anything to report on yet, but we did meet with some possible economic development that we're going to bring that to the board next week for discussion and so forth then too. We have to we're still working on some numbers that we want to present to the board. Planning and Zoning Committee, Trustee Zelinski.
No report tonight.
Trustee, also to let you know, just a couple hours ago, I just had a conversation with the business in town that wants to expand, and a good conversation, and I did recommend they're going to apply for a planning and zoning hearing, and we'll go from there after we get their recommendation from our commissioners.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right, Village Committee report. Village Properties, Trustee McLaurin.
No report this evening, Mayor.
Hey, I should have asked Roger, any word that they figure out how to work the remote control?
Yeah.
All right. That was big for the big game yesterday and stuff. Of course, I don't think they missed much, but, you know, it happens.
The game was pretty boring, but
Right.
yeah, they do get very upset if you can't
All
work
right.
the remote.
we had an issue with the village properties. Everybody's trying to figure out how, if they have a very difficult remote control. You wouldn't think, but, and I'm not saying anything, but it's like I had a hard time myself over there and stuff, too. So we're trying to work that out for them. Insurance Committee, Trustee McGrail.
Under the Insurance Committee, I'd just like to ask Dave Bresnahan and Tony Evans to come to the mic. I just wanted to introduce them to the board. Now, some of you may have met them. I know they met with Kent and Shanae. As most of you may know, or some of us don't know, but Mr. Les Peach is going to be retiring in the next few months, and Tony Evans will be replacing him, and Dave has been here with Les before, but if you don't mind telling the board a little bit about yourselves, and I wanted everyone to know who you were.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. I was here introduced a year ago at this time working with Les Peach, assisting the village with the insurance. At the Horton Group, we handle the property and casualty insurance for the village, so your property, liability, workers' compensation, excess umbrella, things of that nature. So I was pleased to have been working with the village for the last year, assisting Les Peach. Les is now going to retire and move to warmer climates in the Southwest, and Tony Evans is taking Les's spot as lead producer on the account. So going forward, I will be assisting Tony in that role.
Thank you. Appreciate being here this evening. Les is going to be, his last day is going to be in end of April of this year, and I've been on a listening tour with him throughout the state. We have about 450 municipality clients throughout Illinois, Indiana, and Wisconsin, and another 105 fire districts. I've been in this business since 1985, and much of my career I've been working on alternative type programs, municipalities, captives, pools, and the like. So thank you. It's nice to meet all of you. Look forward to working on it. I will end on a very high note. A number of years ago, we put in an accident review board, and as a result, not necessarily direct. It's a lot of hard work from the people in this building, in this community, but the workers' comp losses have dropped significantly over the last 3 or 4 years, which creates a wonderful opportunity for your highest premium line of business. So thank you. Any questions for us?
Could you both sign in before you step
yeah.
back? Thank you.
Thank you both very much.
Thank you.
Dave, I ask in the future too, just as a courtesy, if you want, I had no idea you folks were coming tonight. It always helps for me to know that you're coming to one of our meetings and stuff yet too. I can prepare myself with questions or anything like that. And again, if I'm not getting a notice on any type, it's kind of hard for me to do that then too. I do oversee this meeting. I should be entitled to be able to do that. Okay. So as a courtesy, please let me know when you're coming to a meeting.
Mayor Ryan, that would be on me. I invited them, and they didn't know that they had to notify you. I had just found out because no one had told me either that Les Peach was retiring and that they had been here and met, so I thought it was important for the committee and the board to meet them. So I apologize.
So the next we'll move on to the ordinance legislation. Trustee Murphy.
I have approval of an ordinance amending Chapter 9, Fire Prevention and Protection, Article 1 in General Section 9-4, Fire Alarm Systems of the Municipal Code of the Village of Alsip. And that's all I have, sir.
All right, thank you. The IT Committee, Trustee Dalzell.
No report, Mayor.
All right, thank you. The Human Resource Committee, Trustee McGrail.
No report.
All right. Health and Pollution, Trustee Murphy.
Just a reminder that February is National Heart Health Month, and also today, February 4th, is World Cancer Awareness Day. For every battle won, for every battle lost, and those still fighting, our prayers are with you. And that's all I have, sir.
All right, thank you. Traffic Safety, Trustee Dalzell.
No report this evening, Mayor.
Trustee, I did find out just a little while ago, right before the meeting, I spoke with Public Works, Mike Frater. We talked last week about somebody that called in. About a sidewalk that wound up on a traffic issue. Mike went out and investigated. They do have a broken sidewalk. Unfortunately, it's right in the middle of a driveway. So even to throw a cone out there is not going to help anybody. But Mike, is it sufficient in your opinion right now to get around?
Yes.
Safe enough?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So once the weather breaks, we can look at that again.
So it doesn't present a trip hazard.
It's cracked, but there's nothing we can do at this time. It's not something that, I think poses a serious hazard.
So we just want to respond to obviously an email complaint, but we've done that. And Mike, did you reach out to her then too? Great, thank you. Trustees, any petitions, presentations, or communications? Would anyone wish to remove any items from the consent agenda? All right, then can I get a motion to establish the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call number 1 to establish the consent agenda as presented. Trustee McGreal.
Yes.
Trustee Dalzell.
Yes.
Trustee Zelinski.
Yes.
Trustee Juarez.
Yes.
Trustee McLaughlin.
Yes.
Trustee Murphy.
Yes.
Motion carries to establish.
Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
So moved.
Second.
That was Trustee McLaughlin first and Trustee Juarez second?
Correct.
Thank you. Couldn't quite distinguish the voices over there, sorry. Roll call number 2 to approve the consent agenda as presented. Trustee McGreal.
Yes.
Trustee Dalzell.
Yes.
Trustee Zelinski.
Yes.
Trustee Juarez.
Yes.
Trustee McLaughlin.
Yes.
Trustee Murphy.
Yes.
Motion carries to approve.
Trustees, any unfinished
Oh,
business?
I'm sorry.
Oh, you want to put a number on
I'm sorry,
that?
yes. Going back to fill in just some informationally, item B is approval of a list of payroll dated February 1st, 2019, totaling $382,828.36. Letter C is approval of a list of accounts payroll dated February 4th, 2019, totaling $337,893.09. And letter D, approval of an ordinance amending Chapter 9, Fire Prevention and Protection, Article 1, in general, Section 9-4, Fire Alarm Systems of the Municipal Code of the Village of Alsip will be known as Ordinance Number 2019-02-1. I'm sorry for the delay, Mayor.
Oh, no, that's fine.
Thank you.
Trustees, any unfinished business? Any new business? Then I'm going to ask that we adjourn to closed session. Nothing else, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be voted on this evening, but we are going back to discuss collective negotiating matters between the public body and its employees or their representatives or deliberation regarding salary schedules for one or more classes of employees pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2, Chapter 2. Can I get a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call number 3 to adjourn to closed session to discuss collective negotiating matters between the public body and its employees or their representatives, or deliberation regarding salary schedules for one or more classes of employees pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2, Chapter 2. Again, roll call number 3 to adjourn to closed session. Trustee McGreal.
Yes.
Trustee Dalzell.
Yes.
Trustee Zelinski.
Yes.
Trustee Juarez.
Yes.
Trustee McLaughlin.
Yes.
Trustee Murphy.
Yes.
Motion carries to adjourn to closed session.
Okay, we're going to adjourn at 7:55, and trustees, if we meet across the hall in about 5 minutes, we'll have that meeting. Okay, again, thanks for joining us this evening, folks. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Oh, yeah, yeah,